It was just another quiet Saturday in Oak Ridge, until my little brother fired up his old ATV. What started as a simple brake test turned into a viral showdown with the self-appointed queen of the cul-de-sac. She had a clipboard, he had a walkie-talkie, and when the sheriff got involved, the neighborhood would never be the same. This is the true story of suburban drama, digital justice, and one very unlucky Karen. Oak Ridge wasn't the kind of neighborhood where things happened. Most Saturdays were the same: bikes on sidewalks, sprinklers humming, lawn chairs slowly migrating into the sun. People liked it that way. Predictable, peaceful. But peace has a funny way of shattering when my younger brother Jake gets involved. He was only trying to test the brakes on his beat-up ATV. No stunts, no donuts in the grass, just a cautious lap around the cul-de-sac. I watched from the garage, sipping warm Gatorade. When I heard it, the unmistakable screech of a chihuahua and the shrill voice of Linda Moore. Linda didn't hold an official title, but everyone knew her as the neighborhood enforcer. She carried a clipboard like a weapon and had a gift for turning minor complaints into multi-paragraph emails. She had no real power, but acted like she did: self-declared HOA whisperer, sidewalk sheriff, the unelected queen of Oak Ridge. That day, she was wearing capri pants, oversized sunglasses, and a sun hat that looked like it once starred in a reality show. In her arms, Justice, her dog, shaking like a caffeine-addicted squirrel. Jake cruised by, oblivious. Then she lunged. To this day, I don't know what possessed her. Maybe it was boredom. Maybe the sun hat was cutting off circulation. But she charged, swinging her clipboard like a badge, yelling something about unauthorized motor vehicles. Jake swerved. Not fast enough. The ATV jerked, and Jake tumbled into Mr. Rar Lanning's front yard. Linda was already in full monologue by the time he stood up. Do you understand the level of noise pollution you're causing? Residential ordinances forbid. Jake, brushing grass from his jeans, tried to explain. I was just testing the brakes. That's it. Linda's chihuahua barked like it was personally offended by this explanation. Then came the twist. From Jake's backpack, a crackle broke the chaos. A voice came through, calm and familiar. Jake, you copy? Just checking in. Got some time to help me out later? Linda froze mid-rant. Jake bent down, picked up the walkie-talkie, and held it up. Yeah. Dad, I'm good. The silence was nuclear. Linda's mouth opened, then closed. Sheriff Buckley. Jake gave her a small grin. Yep, I'm his son. The transformation was instant. Her eyes widened. The color drained from her face. Without another word, she scooped up Justice, turned on her heel, and rushed to her Prius. In her flurry of retreat, she mowed over 3 decorative garden gnomes, clipped a rose bush, and left behind a trail of broken pride and tire marks. By dinner, the story had spread. By morning, it was viral. The video came from Mrs. Bound Patel's Ring camera. She uploaded it to the neighborhood group chat. Someone else posted it to Facebook. Then Reddit. TikTok picked it up next. Jake's walkie-talkie moment got remixed with dramatic music. Comments poured in. The Karen takedown. That's what they called it. Some people asked if it was staged. It wasn't. Jake didn't even know he was being recorded. That made it even better. Linda, however, wasn't laughing. She showed up at the next HOA meeting with a thick binder of complaints, each one printed in Comic Sans. She accused Jake of reckless vehicular behavior, noise terrorism, and emotional damage to a minor canine. One complaint alleged that Jake had caused Justice to develop post-traumatic barking syndrome. The room was quiet as she read through her list. Then someone snorted. It was Mr. Lopez, quiet guy, retired firefighter. He laughed out loud and didn't apologize. Others followed. The HOA president cleared her throat and gently explained they couldn't accept complaints filed in Comic Sans. It's a formatting issue. The board then called for a vote on whether to strip Linda of her self-appointed advisory role. It passed unanimously. She tried to protest, but the room was already moving on. That could have ended it. But Linda had one more trick. She staged a front yard press conference. A folding chair, a podium made of milk crates, a ring light, and a cardboard sign that read, "Justice for Justice." She live-streamed herself reading a prepared statement about corrupt law enforcement alliances and unregulated suburban anarchy. Only one person showed up: Kyle, a teenager with a phone and no mercy. He filmed the whole thing and added sparkly filters, cartoon hats, and subtitles like "Live from Karen News Network." It went viral again. Linda became a meme. The final blow came when my dad, Sheriff Buckley, paid her a visit in uniform. He served her a notice of investigation for impersonating a law enforcement official, tackling a minor while shouting fake legal jargon. Not a good look. Linda slammed the door in his face. Within a week, her house went up for sale. The gnomes weren't replaced. The mailbox was quietly removed. Justice, we heard, was rehomed to her sister's condo in Fort Lauderdale. And Jake became a legend. Kids at school asked for selfies. He got free drinks at the gas station. One neighbor gave him a Karen repellent kit filled with earplugs, fake bylaws, and a leash. He used the TikTok ad money to buy a newer ATV with quieter brakes. Oak Ridge slowly returned to normal. The HOA passed a new bylaw banning unauthorized personal media broadcasts from residential lawns. It didn't mention Linda by name, but we all knew. As for me, I kept the walkie-talkie. It sits on the shelf in the garage, still tuned to Channel 3. Sometimes we turn it on, just to hear Dad's voice echo back, calm and certain. "Jake, you copy." We always do. Jake says the fame was a fluke, and he doesn't need the attention. But every now and then, when someone new moves into the neighborhood, they ask about the video, and we show them. Not because we want to embarrass Linda, but because every suburb needs a reminder that sometimes peace doesn't come from silence. It comes from standing up, walkie-talkie in hand, and letting a Karen know that not every cul-de-sac bows to a clipboard.